Good morning and welcome to Inside Cottonwood. I'm your host, Richard Faust, Community Services General Manager for the City of Cottonwood. And I have a pleasure today of introducing two gentlemen that this is the second time we've actually really gotten together as a group of individuals. And so you'll have to forgive us because we really enjoy it. And as you can tell, and here's Batman. So guess what we're going to be into today? Because you can see Spider-Man right behind me, and I can see Spider-Man right behind me. It's kind of fun. But Marc is here with us today, which is great. He's a comic book creator. He's art teacher and event planner. And that's what you're going to be doing here pretty quick, which we're going to get into. Jeff Clark, you're an avid gamer. You work at the Cottonwood Library, or you have in the past. I still do. You still do. You're volunteering and as part-time aide, and you're pursuing still a career in, is that right, in video gaming? And that's what you're doing, and video game development. So congratulations there. That's kind of cool. And so we're all here today, and as we're talking, you're going to have to forgive Marc because what he does is he's actually drawing it, because this is what he does. It is, and he enjoys himself, and so there he is, and so it's a blast. We have a lot of fun while we're talking here. We're going to be talking to both of these gentlemen because it's kind of cool. We're going to be entering into our third annual Comic Expo, and the Comic Expo is our program which will be held Saturday, March 24th, right there at the Cottonwood Recreation Center Gymnasium from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And so with that and with everything behind me, and you're going to see all of this as we look at, definitely the Guardians of the Galaxy. We look at the Avengers and Spider-Man behind me. So you're going to be kind of taken into all of this as we talk about it. Points. And you definitely need to be there if you love doing the shows, and if you love going to even a Comic-Con, go to Comic Expo here in Cottonwood, because it's really kind of cool. It's an enjoyment, and I went last year and I had a blast. My kids had a blast. So with that, we're going to be talking a little bit more about each one of these gentlemen. Marc is a transplant to Sedona from New Jersey. And we talked a little bit about this last year, and it's fun having him back. And he is a comic book creator. He's art teacher, an event planner. He has his own .com, so I'm just going to identify that you can go on to thejanimal.com, so that's THEJANIMAL.com. So that way you've got that. You can go right online. You can take a look, because I know with the event upcoming here, he has directly on his .com that appearing at the third annual Verde Valley Comic Expo is going to be the Art Gecko. And this guy's really cool. You'll really enjoy him. I know Marc will probably do a plug on him as well here in a little bit. Just wanted to give you that information as well. And Marc likes to refer to himself as the Janimal. Yes. And so welcome the Janimal. He's taught at Yavapai College's College for Kids, and he continues to do that. He has a blast doing that. He also has a lot of fun, and recently was in the paper here just this past week as it pertains to the the cartooning for kids, but that's at Yavapai. But he works at the workshop at Cottonwood Public Library, and that's every first Saturday of the month from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. So that's 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. At the Cottonwood Library. And what else about you, Marc? Tell us a little bit more what you've been doing this past year.
A lot of drawing. I participated in the 24-hour comic book challenge. We did it over this past August, and it was to celebrate Jack Kirby's 100th birthday. Jack the King Kirby, basically helped create, Iron Man, Captain America. He drew he's drawn the Avengers. He's drawn all the Marvel. If it's a Marvel movie, Jack Kirby drew it first. Wow. So if you have a chance.
He's the king.
Yeah, he is the king, and his style is probably the most influential style you'll see in comics. So look him up, Google him, Wikipedia, and go, oh, this guy, and just look, pick up some of his works, and you'll enjoy it. So we did that, and it was basically 4 comic book artists in a comic book shop for 24 hours trying to draw 24 pages. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, I ran out of snacks about an hour into it, so I did not plan well. But next year I got it.
You got it. That's next year. You guys covered
delivery. Yeah, I tried. Just a side note: whenever I do a convention, I always tell somebody, if someone brings me a foot-long Subway meatball sandwich with chips and a soda, I will draw you something. No one ever takes me up on it. So I'm just putting it out there, Steve. Nobody. Steve, if you're on that treadmill at the rec center, I'm just saying, Subway sandwich. Saying, all right.
Oh gosh. Okay. Well, Jeff, we're going to go to you real quick.
All right.
Now, you basically you're into video game
Yes.
development, and so tell us a little bit more about yourself. I know that you're trying to finish your associate's degree, or you already have. You're working on it.
Kind of working
You're
on it.
working on it. Okay. You love comic book movies,
Oh, yeah.
and you're an avid gamer. You worked 4 years at the Cottonwood Library's teen library, and you taught various workshops and classes, including Lego robotics, which is really cool.
Yeah, it's been a
and
while.
video game development workshops. Tell us a little more about yourself this past year.
Okay, so for me this past year, I went from being full-time at the library to I'm part-time now. I'm working in the AV department. So still at the library, still working.
Good.
I've still been teaching classes, just got done teaching an Android phone basics class yesterday. So still kind of the same thing. I've actually kind of been taking off school. It's been a little rough the past year, so
Yeah.
took off school, just one less thing on
Sometimes
my mind.
Yeah, it takes some of that sometimes, just to get the parameters straight.
Yep.
So, yep, I understand
So
that.
it's been a lot of just playing video games as opposed to learning how to make them.
Okay, okay. And, so I think that now that both of you are involved with the planning element of this comic expo, how are you holding up so far with the planning end of things, only being 3 weeks out?
Yeah,
It's 3 weeks, man.
3 weeks.
Yep.
So far, so good.
Okay.
March is always like, oh, it's the start of convention season. So you're competing with a lot of other events in the area or in the state, but you want to tell your target audience Verde Valley, hey, we've got this going on. It's a fun time for everybody. It doesn't break your wallet to come in and get to meet and talk with creators. So, so far so good. Posters have been distributed. The fact that the poster is in the Cat and Lynx buses again was great. I actually saw it. I'm like, that's awesome. You walk right in,
screen.
boom, it's right there. So
Love it.
I'm happy that they were able to accommodate us for that. But yeah, it's wrangling of cats to tell the artist, hey, are you doing this? I just want to know, because we've kind of got to lock things down. And I got to find you a place where you need to be. But so far so good. I hit panic mode probably the week of.
Yeah.
I kind of mentally just kind of freak out a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I have a cup of coffee.
Okay.
And then I'm like, all right, it's good. And you just embrace the chaos on the day, and it will work.
Then it works.
I just like to see people. It's cool to see the kids just going, this is so cool, and just
They do.
So that's what I like.
Yeah.
That's probably the happiest
I like
I'll be.
the definition of wrangling cats.
Yeah.
It seems like all of our jobs, I mean, that's what
Yes.
we're doing. I was doing that yesterday a lot. So now, when we talk about the expo here in Cottonwood for the Comic Expo, tell us about the mission and goals of this event. What are our plans for this?
For me, the fact that it's partnered with the library is great, because I learned how to reading comic books. I vaguely remember reading Spider-Man, so I could learn, just read what was going on. I just love that it's a nice community event. It promotes reading. It helps, the funds raised will help the library fund programming and events, buy more STEM kits.
Yes.
So everybody wins out. And it's just been really cool that, I had an idea, and I spoke with Ann Roberts. I was like, hey, Ann, do you think they'd want to do this? And she's like, well, let's ask Vanessa. So we asked Vanessa, and then, hey, we had it the first year in the rec center in the conference rooms, and it was great.
Yeah.
Little fire hazard. He's like, oh wow. And then
move this thing.
yeah. So and then the second year, Vanessa said, do you want the gymnasium? Like, can you get the gymnasium? And then you're in the gymnasium and goes, oh, this is better. It's open and wide. People can just walk around and just experience it. So for people who may not be able to ever get down to the big shows, in the Valley, it's just like a nice, guys, this is what you do. You can talk to artists and writers and ask them their process. And, oh, do you draw this? Hey, could you draw me this? And sure, and, So it's just nice. But the bottom line, the fact that it benefits the library, is great.
It's a good program all in all.
I appreciate it.
We're going to take a break right now. We're going to come right back to Jan, Marc, and also to Jeff, and talk a little bit more about the Comic Expo here in Cottonwood. So come right back here in just one moment. I'm your host today, Richard Faust, Community Services General Manager for the City of Cottonwood.
There are people who struggle with addiction and homelessness. Sometimes it may feel like there is nothing we can do to help.
But there is. You can make a tax-deductible donation and help those in need transition away from homelessness.
When you give someone a handout, you could actually be supporting an addiction.
A better life starts with better health, especially for those living in the streets.
Support solutions, not addictions. You can make a difference. Visit cottonwoodcares.com.
This is Bruce Morrow, Transportation Manager for Cottonwood Area Transit. Remember, we cover the entire Verde Valley and Sedona. Cottonwood Area Transit has you covered wherever you want to ride in the Verde Valley, all day, every day. Take Cottonwood Area Transit through Clarkdale, Verde Village, and from 26 locations in Cottonwood. With Verde Links, it's a quick and easy trip to Sedona every day. Don't forget our connectors to Camp Verde. Visit cottonwoodaz.gov for Cottonwood Area Transit and take a seat. Let's go ride.
Welcome back to Inside Cottonwood. I'm Richard Faust, your host today. With me is Jeff Clark and Janimal, Jan Marc with Sunbeam. And so thank you for being here, guys.
Thank you
It's always a
again.
blast.
Thank
You know, that first segment just went by so fast and we were talking away. I just need to ask, okay, so as we talk about the 3rd annual Comic Expo at the Cottonwood Recreation Center gym on March 24th, and we're talking about why have a Comic Expo in Cottonwood?
Why not?
Okay.
It's as simple as it's a pop culture event that's happening now.
Yes.
And really every other libraries are doing it now. So LiveCon is a thing. LiveCon, I guess, is short for Library Convention. And I think what's great about it is that a lot of the artists who are coming up, and whether it's and even the vendors and even the authors, they're local. They're like from Prescott, they're from Clarkdale, they're from Sedona. There's several in Cottonwood who are coming up, and it's just a nice opportunity for them to show, hi guys, this is me, this is what I do, and if they're able to make a sale or just interact with somebody and go, oh, you know what, I like your work, I want more of it, where do I find it? That's great.
Yeah.
Because comic books, it's a Jack. So Jack Kirby was quoted saying, "Comic books will break your heart." I'm paraphrasing, but it's if you have this talent and you just have like, hey, I made this thing, look at it, and if you've no one to show it to, it can crush your goals, and oh, okay, I guess no one wants it, but just to be able to interact with people, I'm like, hi, this is me, and if I always like to think that if someone who does this show or comes to the show is inspired to go do something, you know what? Well, if the gentleman can do that, I can do that.
Yeah.
You can.
It is.
You
It's a
literally
great
just multiples of four pages, add cover, front and back, inside, boom, comic book, mini, zine, whatever. Just do it. Just draw.
That's
great. And if you don't know how to draw, I'll see you the first Saturday of the month.
Yeah.
And we'll draw and we'll
passionate,
figure. Yes, it's just a fun.
He loves this.
I do. I love it a lot. It's just so funny that I'm like, why not? Like, you know what? I knew at some point I'm not playing sports.
Yeah.
This
is not going to happen.
Yeah. I like to wear the gear. I just don't like to do the gear.
Yeah.
So, but I can draw really well. So let's just do this. And then that just led to saying, hey, so the library likes to fundraise. You can do bake sales and this and that. Let's try this. Let's tap into this thing that's going on in the country right now and see where it goes. 3 years later, yes.
Here we are.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
It's going great.
The fact that you hit 3 years is amazing.
Yeah.
So when we talk about a Comic-Con,
Yes.
why don't we do a Comic-Con, and what's the difference there? I mean, why?
Why? It's just, I think because it's a fun event. It's a pop culture event, and I like the show because it's very intimate. It's the shows that I used to go to when I was little. Yeah. Where you can actually talk to creators and artists and just pick their brain. And go, hey, so what do you like, guys, look, I made this while I was doodling today.
Yeah.
How do you do this?
How do you do this? Let me show you how to do it, and then you just go from that.
Which I think is great because you do it at the library.
I do.
And your classes at the library every Saturday.
Yes,
You're teaching
first
kids.
Saturdays, and it's always, and kids love it, and I always tell them, look, it may not look like the way I'm drawing it, but guys, I'm much bigger and older. I've been doing this a lot longer, but you will learn from this.
This is your start.
Yeah, you got to start somewhere. I wish if there were drawing classes when I was little, I would have gone to them all the time.
There you go.
So
I'm sorry, I'm over here.
It's fine.
I'm playing, so it's great.
These all
So
live
here
in
he
these
is.
all live in the
There's a
studio.
bobblehead. There we go. So now, what is a sketch off? Tell me about a sketch off.
So
what that's about.
Our paneling, what we've got. Cap Comics is sponsoring one of the panels. They're going to do a Yu-Gi-Oh demonstration. It's a card game, so if people want to learn how to play those games, they'll have one of their staff show you how to do it. That's the first panel, and it's on the Facebook page. The times, but they're basically every 45 minutes.
The library's Facebook page.
And there's a 50-minute gap in between. The second one will be where Russ Kazmierzak, who does Amazing Arizona Comics, will moderate the 24-hour comic book challenge because he filmed it. He filmed us for 24 hours going insane and made it into like about 9 6-minute web episodes.
Oh my goodness!
So you can you find all these things. I'm like, wow, you captured that. You captured me sleeping at 3 o'clock in the morning by the He-Man toys because I was so tired. So he's going to talk about that. I'll be sitting on that because I got to be famous for a day.
Yeah.
And then the third one is the artist sketch off where literally it's like, hey guys. Throw something down, we'll draw it. All right, Deadpool. Okay, I'll draw Deadpool. Spider-Man. So we'll have a small day, so maybe like 5 or 6 artists, and we just go. I think I'm gonna do like time. Like, hey, we got 5 minutes. Draw this. Draw this.
Right.
This is what practice leads you to do.
Sure it does.
This person wants to see a Deadpool, so we're all going to draw Deadpool.
Yeah.
That's neat.
So someone always says, "Hey, draw Alfred cleaning the penny in the Batcave."
Yeah.
So someone can pull that off because my friend Dave does it all the time.
That is wonderful.
It's just the most, all right, let's see this, and then, all right, here you go.
Yeah.
And
a lot of inspiration
usually
running
the artists
around
give it to the person who asked for it. It's like, hey guys, pick. Enjoy a free sketch.
And definitely ask for the strangest thing you can come up with. Don't make it easy.
But make it family friendly because it's a family
that's
show.
true. That's why a lot of families
There's
are walking around.
always that one 13-year-old like, no. Well, I was 13 too.
Tell me about notable guests. What are we going to have at this one?
So we have who's coming? Brian Augustin, who wrote my favorite Batman story, Gotham by Gaslight.
Yeah. Oh wow!
He's gonna be there. He's always a returning guest. I love to have him always come up. His book just became a DC animated movie. That's kind of a big deal. So he's coming again. Big. Michael Gallagher, who wrote for Guardians of the Galaxy, Archie Comics, like in the 90s.
Man, that's
really good guy. Salted there, good. And we are high school alumnus by 30 years apart. So 2 Jersey Tomatoes are in the Arizona fig. He's coming back, but we have a lot of there's a lot of new creators.
Yeah, a lot of new faces this year.
Sean Sauter's coming back again. We've got Art Gecko, Michael Martin, who's a great writer and creator. And I've been wanting to get his book for the last 2 years. I'm like, hey, you want to come to the show so I can get it from you while you're here? So the Facebook page for the Cottonwood Library, as the artists have been saying, hey, I'm doing the show, I sent them this little blank template and said, hi, this is you. Let them know who you are. And it's the coolest stuff of just saying, showing them, this is me, this is what I do. So there's a standard template, but the inside, it's all them. I'm like, just create, tell me who you are. So that everybody, and as soon as they send it to me, it goes on my Instagram to let the people know. Library posted up. Well, I'm hashtagging. So a hashtag, boys and girls, is when you make that little, the tic-tac-toe sign and put a phrase. And if everybody puts that same phrase, you can see everybody else who's put that phrase. So there's a little info tile with all the hashtags you should use when you're at the show.
Okay.
So we can all see them.
Yes,
that's great.
It's just kind of the track.
They're communicating.
Yeah, and I kind of want to, I want to know. Hey, where are you from? As you are you local? Are you out of town? I just want to see the reach that it's getting because I just want to,
Yeah.
It's again, hey, beautiful area this time of year.
It is.
I've been telling people, guys,
really nice.
make a weekend of it. Do the show, then go do some wine tasting, go antiquing, or just go to Jerome afterwards. Like,
there you go.
Make it worth your while to come up here for that day for this show. Just stay.
Yeah, that's a blast.
Support local.
That's it. Hey. Jan, Marc, tell me, gaming and cosplay, ? Can you explain what that is exactly?
So cosplay, which is great, is basically people who dress up as their favorite comic book, anime, or pop culture character, and they kind of like to stay in character as that person. So you can meet Batman. You can meet Darth Vader. We have Heroes United Arizona. They're coming up. They're a charity cosplay group. They're coming up just to hang out, take pictures, just just be with the fans and the guests. Who else? Arizona TARDIS is coming.
Yeah.
So if you like some Doctor Who, there's gonna be a TARDIS at the gymnasium. So I want to see that.
There's a lot of them coming up on the screen.
Oh,
so
that's
great.
awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
So it's awesome.
And who else is coming? And the Arizona Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters. I was going to just mention Ghostbusters.
So they're coming back. So it's exciting. Last year I didn't get to see all this, but this year I'm gonna be walking around just saying hi everybody, how's it going? Good. That's what I want to do. I just want to see. Okay, I just want to make sure everybody's having a good time.
I do too.
Thank you.
I want to do the same thing, so I'm going to be doing that. We're going to take another break here. We'll come back on our third segment here with Jeff Clark and get a little bit more information. And again, thank you for joining us. We'll be right back. I'm your host today, Richard Faust, Community Services General Manager for the City of Cottonwood.
There are people who struggle with addiction and homelessness. Sometimes it may feel like there is nothing we can do to help.
But there is. You can make a tax-deductible donation and help those in need transition away from homelessness.
When you give someone a handout, you could actually be supporting an addiction.
A better life starts with better health, especially for those living in the streets.
Support solutions, not addictions. You can make a difference. Visit cottonwoodcares.com.
This is Bruce Morrow, Transportation Manager for Cottonwood Area Transit. Remember, we cover the entire Verde Valley and Sedona. Cottonwood Area Transit has you covered wherever you want to ride in the Verde Valley, all day, every day. Take Cottonwood Area Transit through Clarkdale, Verde Village, and from 26 locations in Cottonwood. With Verde Links, it's a quick and easy trip to Sedona every day. Don't forget our connectors to Camp Verde. Visit cottonwoodaz.gov for Cottonwood Area Transit and take a seat. Let's go ride.
Welcome back to Inside Cottonwood. I'm your host, Richard Faust, Community Services General Manager for the City of Cottonwood. Man, we're talking with a Janimal, and we're also talking with Jeff Clark here. And Jeff, we're going to kind of close this last segment with you.
All right.
Talking to you about the Comic Expo and, you know, kind of getting a little bit better of an idea of actually maybe the specifics of the program.
Okay.
So how did the Comic Expo start?
So the Comic Expo started with Marc, and we kind of touched it, but
Yes.
Marc and Ann having this weird idea of, hey, do we want to do a fundraiser
Like
for the
weird idea.
library?
Let's change things up.
I'm not holding back.
Okay.
Do we want to do a fundraiser for the library? Hey, why don't we do a comic expo? And so the two of them, with the help of Vanessa 2 years ago, they got it all set up, and then we all ran around like chickens without heads during the event. And here we are, a couple years later,
Isn't that
and it's still
great?
going on. Oh yeah, it's been a blast.
And now you got Ryan Bigelow coming on
Yep.
board. Vanessa has retired, and we loved her for all of those years. She was with us for almost 20 years, so it's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
So now we see Ryan Bigelow coming on board, and it'll be hopefully another 20 years with Ryan.
Yeah.
So it'll be great. So this is a fundraiser, as we were talking about, for the summer reading program.
Yes, for the Cottonwood Library's summer reading program.
And
so
yeah, tell us a little bit more about the summer reading program.
So it's a yearly event. We've been doing it since as long as I've been there, and it's an event specifically to try and get kids reading more. They offer incentives such as free books for just reading. You read, this much, you can have this free book that you can then read after. So the main purpose behind a summer reading program is just to try and get kids reading more throughout the summer, because kids are off on the summer, they don't like to do anything, and they start to lose all the stuff they learned during the school year. So it's just to try and get them reading, retaining the knowledge, that kind of thing.
That's cool. And we're going to have comic books, right? Because, Jan Marc indicated that's how he started. And you know what? I caught up on a lot of my reading during the summertime, as a kid. And I did comic books. And that's why we all probably did a lot. So it was kind of cool.
I read a lot of Star Wars novels.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
not the
read
book,
It.
comic books.
Yeah.
But
I read Stephen King's It.
It. Yeah.
There you go.
Didn't know what I was reading, but I read
Well,
it.
you read it. You never wanted to
We'll
go into that world.
we'll talk about it later.
So, Jeff, tell us, what does the public get for their $5 fee or their $3 with canned goods?
So they get a lot of stuff. So they get to walk around, meet comic book artists, learn what they do, maybe learn how to do it themselves. But they also get different, like we have a kettle corn stand. We're going to have kettle corn for sale for $4 a bag.
Yep.
We'll have the Cheesy Javelina, who was here last year. They're a food truck. They're going to be parked in the library staff parking lot.
Oh, good.
And then also we're going to have drawings, so kind of like raffles, but
So what are those drawing prizes going to be?
We don't know.
Oh, we don't know.
We actually
Okay.
asked all of the vendors who are coming to please donate one item for the drawing. So we won't know until that morning what we're actually raffling off. So it'll be a surprise not
fun.
only for us,
we'll
but
make
for
it
you.
work.
Yeah,
I've-
I bet you will.
Yeah, I reached out to some local businesses.
We do have some, yeah.
Country Bank is giving a cash donation. One of the vendors actually dropped the comics down in Glendale. They couldn't come up. They had bought tables, but they couldn't come up. They said, you know what, just keep it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
wow.
They're really
That's
good.
great.
They're good people. So
Yeah, we like them.
yeah,
And
they're.
it goes again. I think that's the thing is with this, when you look at the drawing prizes and then connect with all of that. I mean, and especially with your fee at the front door.
Yeah,
and
it
you're
doesn't
buying
break.
popcorn. It all goes back to the
Yeah,
library
it's
in the local
all-
area. So
Yep.
I think that's awesome. Now, do you have I'm going to say this. Do you have a group of minions working around the clock behind the scene, or are you guys the minions? I mean, on this.
We actually are the minions ourselves. There's a
Yeah.
group of like 4 of us.
Oh wow!
Four
You're
of
the
us
4
who,
big minions.
Yeah, this
Now,
is like half of it right here. Yeah.
Day of, we will have minions running around.
Yeah.
But as for getting it all set up, getting it ready, it's us 2 and then 2 others. So.
Right.
Wow.
It does. I mean, just organizing it, though it is big, it kind of just runs itself.
Yeah.
It's like, artist, you have XYZ days to pay me this so that your spot is guaranteed.
Right.
Once we know, that's it, no room at the inn, then we just kind of organize it. Like I told Jeff, hey, when you lay out the tables, just put these people by these people because everybody needs a table buddy. So
Yes,
that's
they do.
Your table
They
buddy is
need
your
somebody.
neighbor who like, hey, I gotta go to the bathroom, watch my table. Yeah, sure. And then that's one of my good friends. Since I moved out here, we were tabling next to each other. Goes, hey, how are you? Hey, it's like I'm growing up played it. So you like to draw? I like to draw too. We should draw together sometime. And
That's great.
And that's how I'm drawing in a comic book shop for 24 hours, over the summer. But so it runs itself. It's just the day of. It's like, all right, all hands on deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Embrace the chaos. Run towards the fire. Let's do this.
That's it. It's going to be a blast.
Yeah.
Pick up your drawing one more
Oh.
time because you filled in a little bit more so everybody can see.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
There you
So
go.
there's a drawing. So that's cool.
So
And
this
it's
is what
fun.
this is what you can do in a half hour, kids.
That's right.
If you come to my
Even when you're
drawing class.
talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to do this last year, and I totally chickened out. I was like, I'm really nervous. I'm like, I can do this.
He's
Yeah.
been doing a lot of practice this past
Yeah,
year on this.
so-
That's good. So let me ask this question. So do you guys need volunteers? I mean, is there ever a point where you're getting so big? Because this is a large event,
I
really.
hope. I mean, ideally, I wanted to be a year 4.
Yeah.
Volunteers would be appreciated.
Oh, yeah.
It is not my call to say, but if someone is interested, I would ask them, "Hi, Tim, you on that exercise bike?
Yeah.
You free on the 24th?
Yeah.
Contact the library and
Yeah.
ask if you can help. And just
So they just would contact the library if you
contact the
need some
library
help.
first. I would say ask for Joyce Reed.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
that would
just,
be that'd be the
and
person.
say, hi, I'm interested in volunteering an hour, 2 hours. What can I do? And if there is a need, then they will let them know. But yeah, I mean, the library is staffed to handle it, but little help never hurts.
A little help, yeah.
Okay.
It's nice.
All right. That's
And,
good.
Like I said, my son will be at my table. He's the artist.
Yeah.
That's good. He's
So,
learned
and
from Dad.
my mom who just moved out here, she will be keeping an eye on the artist to stay put. But however, what I like about the show is that it's a nice show where if he wants to walk around and go look at stuff, it's okay. He's
Yeah.
it's fine. It's a safe enough environment.
Yes.
That is.
But he's gonna be there. I'm like, Nando, these are your comics. You do what you got to do. Daddy's gonna go, say hi to people. But yeah, I love the smell of a comic book convention in the morning.
Yes.
That's great, man. It's
great.
You gotta love it. Where did that come from?
I hope y'all will come by on the 24th.
Yeah.
I just, if you see me, if you see this, just say hi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really.
Please.
Say, hey, Janimal.
Yes.
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Yes.
So March 24th.
March 24th.
And
Saturday,
it is-
March 24th.
And so it is 10 o'clock to 5 o'clock.
10 a.m. till 5 p.m.
So 10 a.m., 5 p.m., March 24th at the Cottonwood Recreation Center and spill over into the library parking lot with food.
Yes.
And
Yep.
so you guys got popcorn and there's
Yep.
going to be all the cosplayers. There's going to
Yep.
be all of the,
Yep.
the
We
gaming.
encourage if people want to dress up in costume,
Yes.
by all
Do
means,
it.
please.
Please do.
We will just because the way the world is now. If it if you are bringing a
Yes.
a kind of if it looks like a real weapon, put it that way, we're gonna look at it.
Yes.
So we're
Exactly.
gonna make sure that it's
Please
just, it's a
note that
prop,
that's exactly
you know.
what's going to happen.
I think our plan right now is we're going to piece tie this stuff.
Okay.
So
Yeah, so if it looks like if it's a lightsaber,
But that's what they do at Comic-Con.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, the big
Exactly
yeah,
the
you know,
same thing.
whether so regardless, you know, if you want to dress up as a Punisher, fine, but we're gonna take a quick look at
Yeah.
it, you know, and swords, swords.
Yeah.
But yeah, so but otherwise, we encourage people come in costume. You know?
yes, definitely.
See if you want to wear it on Halloween, wear it now to see if you can walk around for 3 hours and not walk into a wall.
Yeah.
This is a good time to try it out.
There you go.
You know, and get seen, and maybe you know, and
Yeah.
take pictures with just you want to dress up, please by all means.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys for joining us
Yeah,
today.
of
I mean,
course.
it was a blast as always, and it goes by too fast.
I know.
We need an hour program. You know, I mean, that's it.
I know.
So I want to thank you, Jan Marc. I
you
appreciate
again.
it greatly. So Jan Marc Quisambleen, the Janimal, and Jeff Clark, thank you so much. I appreciate it, guys, and thank you for joining us today for Inside Cottonwood. And again, March 24th, put it on your calendar,
Yes,
10 a.m.
please.
Yes.
to 5 p.m. at the Cottonwood Recreation Center. Hope to see you there because I will be there as well. Thank you for joining us for Inside Cottonwood. I'm your host, Richard Faust, Community Services General Manager for the City of Cottonwood. Enjoy your day.